Good morning, everybody. I, yeah, hmm I had a little bit of trouble sleeping last night due to um, stomach problems, mostly acid reflux. Probably because after I ate the wrong thing before I went to bed, which is when it usually happens. That, in fact, at this time of year, always seems to be my body is doing a lot of things that I guess is a seasonal change thing. I don't know, because it seems like once or twice a year I have acid reflux or one stomach problem or another during the same time of the year. My allergies are acting up, and I guess I just my body reacting to the changes of the season. I'm not sure, but I got on here. The main part usually um, is for the Bible study factor. Today's read was about place. Places is anything to do with a location, a memory, a feeling. The Bible states that Jesus is gone to set a place for us. Now, in the sense of the word, or the fact, the phrase Jesus is setting a place for us usually means a place in heaven. Now, there are places on our planet here on Earth that we have a connection to for one reason or another. Whether it's a connection by memory, a connection by a feeling, whatever the connection is. Now, throughout, sorry, throughout my 48 years of life, I've been to two places that I felt very connected to. The first one was during my youth. We were in Germany for 3 years, and I felt connected to the countryside, the people. Um, Now, I don't know, I was too young to know about the financial aspects or, well, I remember living conditions. When we weren't living on base, we lived in a little town called Altley, which you might not be able to find on a map, but if you were to find the Mosel River and then find the town of Zell and trace your finger up the road from Zell, you might find Altley on the map. But it's from the Mosel River, Zell. You go up, and if it's on the map, you find a town called trying to remember the town. Sorry, Zorn, I think it was. I don't remember that well. But Altley is somewhere on the road in between the two. The other place that I felt very connected to because of the landscape and the beauty and the wilderness was Yellowstone National Park. You'll hear me talk about Yellowstone a lot in some of my videos. Those two physical locations would be my place. So if Jesus is setting a place in heaven for us, and that place is supposed to be something that we are connected to on a physical plane, I guess it would have to be somewhere in between the two, somewhere in between Altley, Germany, and Yellowstone National Park. I'm not saying that being with being with Jerry is not what I would call my place. It has nothing to do with her. I would love to be able to combine being with Jerry Ann in Yellowstone or being with Jerry Ann in Germany. Um, that would be my, I guess, perfect place. I'm, I'm not sure. Um, well, I am sure, but it's just like, what could make it better? Well, I've never really talked about different religions other than just a keystone mention or a quick mention. When Jarianne and I got together at first, after about a month or so of being together, um, Jarianne and I were talking about how we felt so, even though we've only been together, granted we talked a month on the phone, but we were only together a couple months, we felt very connected as if we've been together forever. And that's when I mentioned to Jerry about my, I wouldn't say locked in beliefs, but I believe that not like reincarnation into the same persona or body, but reincarnation into another human is a possibility. Because there have been too many studies where people can literally go into what they call a um, regressive memory, where they're hypnotized, and during the session they answer or talk about being in like Renaissance France or the Renaissance era. And well, when Diane and I talked about that factor, we basically both agreed that we had been together for eons. Because I literally, I learned how to, um, I guess, self hypnotize myself, or be able to get into a state of being, a state of mind, and recall things from centuries ago. And I had talked to her about how I felt at one point in time that we both were together in a 13th, 12th, 13th century castle. Went into details, which I won't go on here. That just is too, I wouldn't say too spot on, but pretty damn close. So, I mean, not going into to like, not, I'm not trying to say that I'm not a Christian, because I am, to a factor that I was raised Christian. Went through I went through about, I'd say, close to 10 years of non-Christian ways, I guess you'd say. But I was always brought back to, I mean, brought back to, I guess you'd say, a non-pagan state of being. Um, but during that 10 years of self-exploration and self-discovery, I realized two things. One, every religion has a head figure, I guess you'd say. Like, well, like the Greeks, Zeus. Romans, was it Roman Zeus and Greeks? There was Zeus, there's Odin, there's Those are the two main ones I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sorry. But, and okay, Native Americans. We'll go to the Native Americans because it's closer to home. The Native Americans call God the Great Spirit. And the Native Americans don't worship and they don't have like separate deities. It's the Great Spirit, and then there was all the native the animal spirits and earth spirits and water spirit, spirits. But the Great Spirit, God, was the top one. There is more and more movements going back to the old beliefs, the old ways, the pre pre geo. I can't even say it right now. I can't pronounce the words. The pre-Jewish movement, the pre-Jewish belief system, which turned into Christianity and then evolved into the various forms of Christianity. So there's all the different religious movements again. The thing that bugs me most about one particular religion, and I don't like cutting religions down. Everybody has their own beliefs, their own followings, whatever they want to do to make them feel better or make them feel like there's something higher out there. I'm not saying atheism or anything like that, because no, that's that was a foolish group of people. They're the only people I will cut down because of the factor when the atheist movement happened here in the States, and it never happened in any other country as big as it did here in the States, it caused a lot of different problems. I blame atheists for the lack of prayer in school. I blame atheists for basically tearing this country apart, because this country is founded on Christian beliefs. The only other religion that follows God that I might rebuke is Catholics. Here's why. Historically, the Catholic Church, the movement to become Catholics, was basically Rome's desire to keep control over its empire. Now, its empire was divided by three groups: the Christian movement, which was taking over. Well, I shouldn't say taking over. They were basically a very high influence. And that was it. The Roman belief system, or the Roman government at the time, was afraid that they would lose control because the Christian movement was basically pointing out all the problems. Now, the other group that was a major factor was the pagan groups. See, Rome had made the mistake of trying to expand its empire too far north, and it ran into three groups that they could not fully control. The Celts, which basically is modern day Celtic, the Picts, which were the Irish group, and the Norse. Well, the Roman Empire got to a certain point in the northern part of Europe into Germanic Norse control, or the Germanic members of the Viking people. And, well, one of their bigger, higher, more powerful warlords went, no, this is our territory. and he gathered up as many different tribes as he could on his march to Rome. And he was sitting outside the Roman Empire's gate. And the Emperor of Rome at the time went, "Whoa, what can I do to keep you from destroying us? Because you have literally destroyed everything that was in your way." And, well, the Roman Empire nearly went bankrupt because of that little transaction. So, because of their influence into Rome, Rome had to deal with them. Then Rome had to deal with its own government system bickering amongst itself. And hence the reason why I don't like Republicans, because Rome was a Republican-controlled nation. And they nearly got themselves wiped out from within. So hence the Roman Catholic Church was built and set up. And the way they set it up was to try to satisfy both the Christians and the pagans. And that's why you have the Pope, who's supposed to be just one step below God, and then all the little priests and pastor, whatever you want to call them. Now, what I just said might piss off a lot of people, but you know what? This is history. This is stuff that I read. This is not something I just made up in my head. This is information that you can read if you know where to look for it, because I had a hard time trying to find that information because, well, let's just say the Catholic Church likes to hide its secrets. Not all secrets can be hidden. They get discovered in one way or another. Excuse me. Anyhow, that is my Bible read, my historical information passed on. Was there something else I wanted to... Oh, yes. One of my late, and I do mean late because this is supposed to be delivered to me 2 weeks ago. Actually, more than that. It was supposed to be just delivered back in February. I got what I'm about to show you before the whole coronavirus upheaval. I'd originally bought it hoping I'd get it in time before it started getting warm, because it's supposed to be a face mask for like keeping your face warm. I don't think it would be good for the warmer season. It might be good for basically just keeping yourself safe from the coronavirus. A lot of people are saying that if you're going to get a face mask for the coronavirus, the ones that the doctors use aren't really that great, because it's for keeping stuff from coming in. But if you've already got the coronavirus, it won't matter. But this was, like I said, supposed to be for wintertime. The material is semi-soft, but now that I'm looking at it, yeah, this would not be good for the coronavirus, because it's got a place for your nose. So it's basically supposed to keep your face warm more than anything else. But like I said, I got it before it started getting warm and before the coronavirus situation. Anywho, that's my video for the day. I will try to get this posted here in a little bit. So until next time, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Any questions, comments, or inquiries, go ahead and put them in the comment box. I will warn you though, because I've already had this happen twice. If your comment is negative or has nothing to do with this video, it will get deleted. If what you write is a question that I can answer, I will either answer it via text or on a video. In fact, I'm thinking that maybe within a week or two, if I get enough questions, I will have a video on Q&A. So that will be that. If you're new to my channel and you want to see more, give the bell a tap. You'll be notified when I put up my future videos. Until then, have a good day. God bless.